that record that? I was watching and like, I'll stop doing it. I was watching to make sure, like, I was feeling my lips because I'm like, did I put my coconut oil on my lips because they're really chapped? And I was like, did I put them on or did I forget? And so I was like smearing my hand all over my mouth. And I'm like, I really don't want to start my video like this. And so I was like watching intently. And then it froze and then it just kind of started. So I'm like, fuck. I think that's exactly how I started my video. Whatever. It's fine. Anyways, greetings. First of all, Raph, if you're watching this, I'm not a goddamn YouTuber. She like texted me at the ass crack of dawn and she's like, Claire, you are literally a YouTuber. I'm like, no, I'm fucking not. That's commitment. That's a thing. I don't do that. She's like, no, you literally do. I'm like, no. So now I'm all self-conscious. So now I have to be like, no, this is not that. This is just me talking about like fic and writing and One Direction bullshit. Like, this is me just like, usually at night when I can't sleep and I'm over caffeinated, just talking to you guys in an organic way. It's just like typing, but like with my face. I'm speaking the type. It's cute and it's fun. Fuck off, Ref. I'm not. Anyways, now that I got that out of the way, it's been a while and life's so rad. It's not. I'm a mess. I'm trying so hard to like keep up with everything and I'm doing a very bad job. The actor, I'm like literally typing a sentence at a time and it's just bullshit because I'll like finally get down at work. I'm like, da, 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 something happens. Or like today when I finally went early to work so I could sit in the cafe and type out the story or at least like some kind of chunk of text for it. As soon as I got there, all these people are talking to me, all this distractions going on. I'm typing, I look up. I was late for work. I'm like, I finally got a groove and it's like, oh fuck, I'm 5 minutes late. I gotta clock in. So like everything is an actual struggle. I'm sad, but hopefully I won't be a total turd pretty soon. Maybe I will unturd myself like a caterpillar. I will grow wings. I'll be a turd with wings. Anyways, this is getting weird really quickly. So I'm going to move on. Act like that did not happen. But I actually have a question that I want to answer. I'm pretty sure I forgot to post a video. Fuck. Maybe I'll do them both tonight. Maybe I'll just be like, you want a video? You want a video? You're all getting videos. Maybe, but probably not. So don't like start coming at me in my inbox being like, bitch, you promised me videos. Where are the videos? I didn't promise you. Anyways, so like now that we're good and sidetracked, I'm gonna talk about the thing that I came to talk about. The thing. And it's actually a question. Someone came to me a while ago and I'm just kind of like perusing my inbox because I haven't been keeping up on more than like the first 3 and then I'll be like, oh, I'll answer that. Oh, something happens. You know the drill. But I just was like going through questions and I saw one that I'm like, I'll do a video. It's like someone was like, post a video. And then I'm like, about what? And then this other person's like, Claire, what do you like about Louis? And I was like, oh, what a question. Let me get the scroll. And I feel like if I were to type it out, I think I have typed it out before actually, but I feel like let's try this in a speaking way. Let's try to approach this with my mouth. Instead of my fingers, let's try this with my mouth. Hey. Anyways, what's wrong with me? I hate myself. Okay, no, but the reason I love Louis, so like, I actually am really jazzed about this because I love him. I'm passionate about him, but my big thing is kind of like, I feel weird, just myself, for a personal whatever reason, I feel really weird being like, assuming that I know him, assuming anything about his character. So when I think about Louis, I think of him in a way that's very like a character in a fic. Like, kind of like almost a made-up person. Because it just makes me feel more comfortable to kind of speak about him on a personal level. Like, I don't feel like I'm breaching anything. So it's just my own comfort. So, like, when I'm speaking about the Louis that I'm talking about and hypothesizing or whatever, this is a Louis that I've, like, basically created in my mind, put in this, like, what One Direction means to me, this personal world they live in, kind of like a fic. And this is his character in that fic, so to speak. You know, like, this is how I perceive him. It's fine if he's not like this because I'm just attached to my view of Louis. I'm just attached to what I see, what I feel. There. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm going with this. But the reason I love him is because, like, I was a Harry girl once, way back in the day. So long ago, so young. And I thought Harry is beautiful, but then, like, I always thought Louis was really, like, very pretty, like, very attractive, but I was just like, but he just seems so loud and he's so annoying. Like, because that was like X Factor videos. Like, that's what I had first seen. And I was like, yeah, he needs to shut the fuck up. That's too much. Like, I know your dick's hard constantly and your, like, hormones are, like, screeching, but, like, you need to calm down. You need to sit down and calm down. Get out my face. You know, like, it was too much. But that's kind of part of the fascinating thing with him because, like, the X Factor days, you know, we saw Louis that was like, because, you know, his boyfriend was right behind him and he was 18 and spry. But, like, then you hear about the other boys' side of Louis, and he's like, oh, he's a great listener. He's really sweet. He's very intelligent. He takes command with, like, the officials and things. And you get all these, like, contradictory sort of views about Louis all of a sudden, because you're like, well, he comes off as this annoying, brash, attention-seeking dork who thinks he's funny, but he's just overly hyper and just, like, kind of up his own ass, too confident, a little cocky, and just kind of like a massive twat, right? And you're just kind of like, ugh. But then you get this new insight in, and it just, like, it's like an onion. He's an onion. And, like, you see the layers there. And then you kind of focus on him a bit more, and then as you go along, you watch him in interviews, you collect information from other people's perspectives, from just how he carries himself, and you start to see how protective and aware and intelligent he is. And I think that's what draws me to Louis, is he seems so intelligent and aware of everything. On stage, his eyes are scanning, he's just strolling around, he's just making sure his boys are together on point, everyone's happy, everyone's content. He interacts with the audience in this very cute way, while also being a little bit guarded and private, which I respect a lot. I'm very drawn to how the fact he can be very sociable and charming and fun and looks like he's always having a great time. Like, he's like security. He's like walking around, making sure everything's good, but also being so frivolous and silly and squirting people with water guns and just being like, hey, fuck you, haha, you know? And, like, that playfulness with that awareness, with seriousness, with, like, the casual down-to-earthness, it's a very interesting combination. And just his giggles, he's so, like, childlike and youthful and bright and very alluring, with the way he is just so pretty, but his youth is, like, apparent in his humor and his laughter. And, like, that's a really important part of him, is he's got a lot of humor. It's, like, drenched in humor, and it's usually self-depreciating, so it's a really nice kind of contrast to how confident he carries himself and everything, because, like, he could be seen as cocky sometimes, but he's always, like, making jokes about himself. And, like, it's always so tastefully done. It's not, like, awkwardly, like, yeah, well, I fucking suck. You know, it's, like, it's always just, like, this really kind of, like, charming, self-depreciating humbleness more than anything, you know? Like, he's just humble. And that carries over in all directions. It carries over in the way he does charity, which is so big of his heart, and you kind of connect that to his family role as well. He's clearly, like, the oldest of many, and so he has that protective nature. He has that empathy, he has that sensitive side, that understanding and compassion with human beings, especially children. And there's such a softness with that. So it's like you're pelted with all of these things that kind of don't make sense almost. And this aggressive, can't bite his tongue, is always lashing out, being really protective of others, with this very sensitive, sweet, soft-spoken, always wanting to help others, loves children, very delicate, very emotionally exposed in some senses, and that's why I think he fights harder to keep it private. I think if you knew him in real life, he's probably very hard on his sleeve. You know, one of those people. I mean, he cries a lot during movies, and, like, he's always calling his mom. He's the most homesick. Like, you have all of these things you kind of wouldn't expect if you just saw him from the surface level that we do, and the answers that people give in regards to him are so much more deep and unexpected than you would think. And I think that's what just allures me to him, is that I'm always just picturing him as this really casual creature that has such a huge heart, but it is very calm, like, with his words. Like, outwardly he's very humorous, he's dry, he makes fun of you, he pokes fun at you, he charms you, he seems to play with you almost, and he carries himself really strongly. But then, like, getting to know him, going past that initial barrier, which he keeps pretty thick, you will come to this person who is so soft, so tender, so caring about you, will do everything for you, will always do anything for you, who will never betray you, who's just so artistic and beautiful and writes gorgeous lyrics and understands his soul and wants to understand your soul and just makes you happy and is this most golden, beautiful human being. I gotta stop. I gotta go. I'm emotional.